So now we come on to the steps to actually tackling your phobia. Now, in part 1 of the book, we look at getting precision on the problem. Because the big mistake that a lot of people make, even very well accomplished intervention therapists, is they have one process for one issue without really getting to the root of what that issue is. They just throw a technique at the issue. Oh, you have a fear of spiders. Okay, we do this process. Or you have a fear of heights. We do this process. Without actually getting precision on what their fear is. Someone with a fear of flying, for example, that can be many different fears. It could be a fear of heights. It could be a fear of being trapped. It could be a fear of the movement, i.e. the turbulence. It could be a fear of crashing, obviously. Fear of the fear of panicking or losing control. So there's many different fears that could make up this issue, and there'd be many different root causes. So the first thing is asking yourself questions to get to the root of it. Now, the big mistake that people make is they go, why, but why, but why? Now, why is a very logical, analytical thing, and generally, just like a small child that says why all the time, they tend to get a very surface answer like, well, because I said so. So instead of asking why, look at the how, the what, the when, and the where of your fear. And there's various questions in the book that can guide you through and get you to a solution. So one exercise I suggest in the book, how would you teach someone how to be afraid? And that always gets a puzzling look, but ultimately you do this fear all the time without thinking about it. If an alien was to come to you that had no concept of anxiety or stress, teach them how to do your phobia. What would you need to think about to start being afraid? What do you need to picture in your mind? What do you need to believe, feel, say to yourself? And then what order and sequence do you need to do in it? Now, in step 4, we come into more detail on this recipe, how to dismantle it. But for now, just think, how would I teach someone how to do my fear? Because when you can get the components of exactly what you do unconsciously to run this fear, it gets a lot easier to get precision and dismantle that pattern.